Oh,
All right. Hey guys.
hey man, I like your shirt. That's cool.
Thank you. Yeah. Somebody's got to do the research, you know.
Yeah.
You guys look great.
Thanks, man. We're going after this. We got to go scout a venue for an event we're going to throw. So, um,
Yeah, you got to come in costume.
right. Gotta be all decked out. Can't just walk in jeans and t-shirt.
No, you can't. Not you can't be the Marquis of Vaudeville and look like everybody else, right?
Right. That's what I always tell people when they ask about the name. I was like, I mean, the name, we can't just get on stage with ripped jeans and a t-shirt. It just doesn't work, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's exactly. Can angle the camera. Yeah, go ahead. All right.
Yeah, y'all go ahead. Get
You look bigger. You tilted it toward me so
Yeah.
that
Go the other way. Go the other way with it. There you go.
You're sitting on like the edge.
Yes.
You didn't call seat check either, so.
Yeah, see, that's what makes Brian bigger. And all right.
That's
And
perfect.
like sit on the edge. The couch.
So that type of perfectionism that I just saw right there in the camera tilting, do you guys take that into the studio with you as well?
Absolutely.
We try. Unfortunately, it's a double-edged sword, but we try to take that into everything we do. You know, promo, merch, music, the image. It's, you know, we try to have a well-rounded package. So we strive for perfection in everything, but you know, no one can ever reach it. But you got to try.
Yeah. Well, how long have you guys been together doing this, what you're doing right now?
Well, Brian and I were in a previous band that was working with Geffen Records called Stars Agora. And when that ended, we decided to. Brian's the guitar player over here on the other end. Wave, Brian, and it'll pick you up. That's Brian. So basically, what we did was when that ended, we decided to keep moving forward. We didn't want to. You know, I was kind of like, I don't know what else to do, man. This is all I know to do. So we kept making music and started a new project. And I think in 2009 is when it turned into Marquis of Vaudeville. And we had some other guys. We had another guitar player and rhythm guitar and keyboard, drums and bass. And then over the years, we've gotten to the lineup that you see now. So Geneva's been with us for about 3 years on bass, and Noah, how long you been with us?
Year and a half.
About a year and a half. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, the idea's been there, the creativity, I guess the concept behind everything, and like most bands, you're just kind of finding the people that really belong with you, you know, as in like the year and a half, 3 years, up to like the 8-year period, which this all began, which is really great.
Yeah, it's a family. So spend a lot of time together. There's a lot of ups and downs. Life gets in the way. You have to find the right group of people to be able to keep moving forward. That's why a lot of bands break up because they never can find that fit. I feel like we found that fit with the group we have here.
And you guys are out of Dallas?
Yeah, we're out of Dallas, just kind of all over the Dallas metroplex. So
I lived up in Allen for a little bit. Actually, are you familiar with that area?
Oh yeah, that's not far from us.
Family now.
No, there was. It was just a short period of time. I was actually living with a writing partner of mine. I didn't really find a home there. But what about Dallas? Is what makes it your home?
What about Dallas? Well, I'd say we've built a really strong following here locally. Just kind of grassroots, playing, in the clubs, doing crazy events locally. Like we've done a Clockwork Wonderland, which is our version of a Twisted Wonderland. We've done Gadgets and Gobstoppers, the Twisted World of Wonka. That was locally with a burlesque troupe. Viva Dallas Burlesque put that on with us. So we do a lot to basically uh, to bring our fans into the world that we're trying to create, and we have them all dress up. We decorate the venue. It's kind of another world. So I feel like that give and take. We do a lot of things for the community. The community does a lot of things back for us. So I'd say the people in the community that follows us.
That's definitely, you know, the best way to keep I'm speaking, I guess, to the community. The best way to keep your favorite local band around and support them, right? uh how did you guys come about the burlesque theme? Because it's beautiful, and it is a different world, like you said, and the amount of time you put into creating that world inside of each venue, and the costumes, and encouraging your audience to do that. There's such a high level of engagement with your audience that it's really fascinating. How did you guys, kind of wrangle that? I mean, I know part of it's got to be charisma, but how did you figure out how to get the audience to really, embrace what you're doing? Was that some movement that you sort of caught on to, or was that something that you guys sort of created with your events?
It was something I think locally that we created. The where it came from, truthfully, is the name of the band, Marquis of Vaudeville. So if you're familiar with vaudeville, it was before television. It was before radio. It started. The roots started early on. And if you wanted to go back then, before those things, if you wanted to go see entertainment, you had to go to the symphony, or you had to go to the circus, or you had to go, to the ballet, or you know, you had to go to all these different places. Well, vaudeville took all of those things and put them on one stage. So comedy, magic, dance, all of those things were on one stage in one night. You paid your one ticket price. You got to go in and see all these crazy things. So that's what we felt like our music was somewhat the same way, in that it has kind of an old world feel, although it's modern rock. And we do a lot of imaginative, playful things, and we kind of take the music to this place over here, and then we'll have, even though you can tell it's our sound, I feel, we strive to do something different with each song, and so tell us a different story with each song, and so based on that, we started getting decided we would, when we got on stage, we were kind of tired of playing with the bands that didn't care. Like, they would get on stage, and it was like they didn't even want to. They acted as though they didn't want to be there. They were not even putting on a show. They're not moving. They're just kind of there. I don't know where that started, but and there are still bands out there that do it. A lot have started, really getting into it more. But at the time when we started doing this, there were a lot of those bands just stand still and play and expect the audience to just really love it. We didn't want to do that. We wanted to put on more than just a show. We wanted it to be an experience. So we wanted to create another world, an escape for our listeners and our fans to be able to go to the show and just forget about the outside world for a while, forget about their job, forget about their worries and their troubles, and just kind of lose themselves in this amazing show. And so started building up, I guess, a network of performers. We would go to their shows, they would come to our shows, or I'd say more so because our first show was one of those events. So we just started going to the shows and talking to them. And for instance, we had a friend who wanted to play sitar and wanted to record some songs. So we brought her into our studio and said, "Hey, we'll record some songs for you, and then if you want to come and be a part of our events." And so it's kind of that's where the give and take I mentioned earlier comes in. So I digress really badly. So if I get off the topic of the question, just rein me back in.
By inviting the audience, in to dress up, do as they wish, then they're part of, as Toby said earlier, it's more of an escape. event. It's not you're just going to a club or you're going to a band play. You're going to eat the show. You're in for the night.
And we make it very immersive. So we have, for instance, our Wonderland events. We have actors playing the characters, and you can dress up however you want. You don't have to dress up. You can wear jeans and a t-shirt. There's no dress code. But we found that more people enjoy dressing up and diving in and getting away from the real world than the people that just want to go and listen to music. So it's something we found that people actually embrace. So that background, that's how we started, and that's what we did with our first show. We basically put this variety show together, and then at the end we played, and it was a success. Our first show was, I think, 250 people.
Yeah.
We had like 250 people coming to our very first show we ever played. So that's a good number. And then I think the very next show we played, we did the same thing. It brought 100 more. And we found that with each show we did like this, there was just 100 more, 100 more, 100 more.
Yeah. People are getting so much more creative. People are, costumes are a big thing. It's as people can have access to so many more ideas, the nostalgia of the vaudeville and kind of the steampunk and the Mad Max, all that kind of blended together nowadays. It is almost a release form, but it's like a non-violent release form. Whereas a lot of people you see get dressed up, they end up in mosh pits. I'm not saying I shouldn't say that. Let me say that in the realm of rock and roll, in that realm, a lot of the costumes you see are from like Slipknot and bands like that, you know. And so you're going for a different feel. Whereas what you've done is, like you've said, it's a different century sort of get together. The variety is that of a different time. And I like the idea that there's the collection of your audience. I know that you can come. I guess I wasn't trying to insinuate that everybody has to wear that. But just even if you get 10 people in your audience to dress like you, that's highly impactful. And I think that's for 200 people on your first show and then attracting another 100 more, that says a lot about how powerful that was for people. You pulled people out of their skin and you allowed them to release whatever it was that night without any judgment or anything. And anytime you can create a space like that, that's I guess how you know you're onto something, I guess is what I was trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah, and something that happened that I think really made me realize, we're doing something cool here. Is that when we did our first, I think, was a Clockwork Wonderland our third event. Okay, so our third event was a Clockwork Wonderland. And as I said, it was like a 250, a 350. We were expecting with this venue to have 450 to 500 people, right, on our third show. It turned out to be like in between like 850 to 1,000 people.
Wow.
And we weren't prepared for that. And so we did everything we could to make this big over the top show for 400 to 500 people. And then at the end of the night, the thing that made me really realize that was one is seeing a line wrapped around the block for 3 hours trying to get into this venue. So that was the first thing that I was kind of like, all right, this is cool. And then the second thing was, I think at the end of the night, because we were so busy running around while the event was going on, and then we were performing. I think at the end of the night, there were people hugging each other and just crying because they didn't want to leave, because they didn't want the night to end. And so that was the thing that really, I said, all right, well, we did something cool here, because everyone was really, and the venue was packed. I mean, it was shoulder to shoulder. You could barely move around. And so, and so at the end of the night, where the people that were still there were hugging each other and crying, that was really beautiful to see.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Exactly. Not what you set out to do, and just when one of the unseen rewards of all of that. I mean, I couldn't imagine, as I've been performing for quite a while, and nobody's ever wrapped around a building, I don't think, to come see me, right, Bo? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
That's really cool, though, man. You guys I saw the videos, and I've heard some of the songs. You're definitely doing something very unique, very different. Have you heard of Beirut? The band Beirut. They're from Santa Fe.
You cut out a little bit, yes. Yeah, Beirut, yes, I've heard of them.
They're the only thing even close to you guys, but they're so much more modern. You know, you guys. You're right. It's modern rock, is how you described yourself. But you're speaking from a different era. Just the imagery through it. It's so different. But that, to me, in my mind, that's the only thing I have to compare you guys to is Beirut. Just that different type of arrangement.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're getting a little bit of, I don't know if it's network trouble, but you're cutting out a little bit. Are you able to hear us fine?
I am, yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, to speak to that, basically, the band that I feel that we get the most, we get compared to the most is Muse.
Muse, okay.
Which I think Brian and I have talked about it. I mean, it's probably 90% of the people that come up and say, "Hey, I feel like you remind me of this band." It's Muse. It's probably the minor.
Some of the songs that have that kind of harmonic minor tonality to it.
Mm-hmm.
That, and then with very melodic vocal that may have some falsetto in it.
Yeah,
I think which I love Muse. I think they're freaking awesome, but I don't think we necessarily sound like them or us. But I take it as a compliment. But
yeah,
I think that's where it comes in.
Take it for what it is.
Sound
Yeah, I guess I wasn't trying to compare you guys to anybody. Sorry, I'm melting in here. My studio is like...
We are. We're with you.
What is it, man? Summer in Texas, you can't even be inside with an air conditioner and beat it. It's so damn hot. What do you guys have in store as far as new recordings, a tour? What's big for you guys that y'all are super excited about together as a group?
There's a lot. Starting with the album that we're going to be releasing, looks like October. So we're pretty close. It's going to have 13 songs total. 13 songs, and we've been working on it a while. We feel like we've kind of taken what we did in the past with our previous album, The Great Promenade of Fools and Ghosts, and we've taken it a step further. We kept some of the cool old world feel to the songs that we had on the previous, but then also some of the songs are a little more modern, and some of them are, like, I feel a little more progressive in ways. So we're really excited about that. We're putting together a lot of different things. We're going to have, we're doing another event for a CD release. It's going to be an Unlucky 13 event on Friday the 13th.
Nice.
So that's where we're going tonight. So we're going to check out a venue for that. And then usually when we put these events together, they take at least 3 to 6 months to plan. Some of them we've worked on for a year. So, but what else do we have? We're
shooting a video at the beginning of the month, and we'll be shooting another video about a month after that. And
2 upcoming videos.
Very awesome. Well, we'll definitely be posting and retweeting all of that stuff. So make sure you tag us in it so we're reminded.
Oh yeah, absolutely. One of them's for a Wonderland themed song called "We're All Mad Here." It's going to be a lot of fun. That's the first one we're doing. The second one's for another single we have called "The Dreaming," and then we're working on potentially having our own radio show. Where we're going to play music that doesn't get played on the radio. It's a officially licensed station. So we're working on that with some guys. There's a lot going on. So
We should
We're
definitely
excited.
collaborate in that realm as far as the radio goes, because that's kind of our aim too. Is we're just trying to get music out there that people don't hear unless they're in that town. You know, the local music. So once we find
Yeah,
something
absolutely.
and we get it all solidified, we'll just shoot it your way, and you can play it. How about that? And we'll just back and forth send
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
that sounds good, and that's exactly what we're doing. I mean, some of it will be bigger bands, but they don't like. For instance, like Placebo. Placebo
Hmm.
doesn't get played on the radio. You know what I mean? Or IMX. I don't know if you're familiar with IMX. Bands like that, you just don't hear them on the radio.
Hmm.
So great bands, but they get no radio play. So it's not that they necessarily need it, but it's just we want to play cool music that we like.
Yeah, and that other people, like, I mean, those bands have 25, 30-year careers, you know? And if you're just pretending they don't exist, how long can that go on? You know, it's funny
Right?
because they're recognized bands. They have cult followings, or they have record companies backing them up, but they're not on the radio. So I have yet to figure out that chemistry. What the hell do you need to get on the radio? I don't think I'll ever figure that out, but I do know that if there is enough power, we have enough power now with the internet to get that music out there. It obviously is going to take somebody in Dallas and somebody in Bandera and somebody in Groton, Massachusetts, and I mean, it's going to take all of us to get it out there. But it's there, and it's being made by hardworking people who are dedicating their lives to it, who haven't got any recognition yet. And so I definitely applaud you for wanting to get that stuff on the radio, for sure.
Well, yeah, thanks. Some of it, I mean, some of it will be bands that we actually play with.
Hmm.
So there's a band that's a really cool band called New Imperialism out of Wichita, Kansas, and so we'll be playing their music. We've kind of traded shows here and there, so we really like their stuff. So they'll be on there. Of course, we'll play our own. So, but it's a work in progress. I don't think we're gonna have that going until maybe September.
Okay. How do we? Is there any way we can get a hold of your music right now that we can actually purchase it? Where can we go to purchase it?
Uh, Everywhere. We're on iTunes, Amazon. We're on CD Baby. We're our website movmusic.com. You can buy everything we release up to date on movmusic.com.
And, everything we haven't released is available on our Patreon. You can subscribe to our Patreon for as little as $1, and you get unofficially released to our Patreon that hasn't been officially released.
Yeah, we give all our Patreon followers get like a song a month. So as well as other perks, but we give a lot of stuff away there on our Patreon, and we're on Pandora, Spotify, all the online radio and the streaming services.
Cool. So yeah, if there is somebody out there that can't afford the album, which normally they're not that much, $10 or whatever, but if there's somebody, you can stream the Marquis of Vaudeville as well, which is super awesome. We're gonna try to send everybody your way as far as like the iTunes version. Which one helps you guys out the most? Would you say is it directly through your website? I guess the movmusic.com.
Yeah, yeah, directly through the website is the best way I'd say to support probably any artist, because the I guess the third party services don't get a cut, so it all goes direct to the band.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we really appreciate you guys sitting down and sharing your vision with us, and we wish you the best of luck tonight going out there and scouting your venue. I hope you find something that you can work with for the next year.
Thanks, man. Geneva, you had something?
Which tier is it on Patreon? The $20 tier? If Cody pledges $20 a month on Patreon for us, they get our entire catalog.
Oh,
yeah, we give them everything
we've ever recorded. They get, that's a really good deal.
It's like 40 plus songs, or in between 40, 50 songs.
And I get a whole bunch of other stuff too. But
so that we've got a lot of cool perks.
Yeah, and plus with a $20 reward, you get all the other perks too, right? All the previous.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we our fans, we send them like skeleton keys and stuff like that. We send them all
Yeah.
kinds of cool things. Yeah, so
tangible things rather than just the digital. That's definitely more
Yeah.
incentive.
yeah, exactly.
We have a Patreon too, so maybe we'll back and forth. We'll support each other. Well, I'll match you guys. How about that? You go to the trial.
Okay, cool.
And I'll match you guys for sure. We're trying to build that same support, because we just want to keep doing what we're doing, and I don't see myself quitting my job anytime soon. So I definitely am very happy that I can just sit here and Skype people. That this is very convenient.
Where are you guys located exactly?
It's out of Bandera, Texas, which is about 35 miles northwest of San Antonio.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna call it Pantera, Texas.
Pantera, Texas. No, we're not that cool.
Oh man.
There's a lot.
They're actually from around here.
Yeah, definitely a lot of dime bags here, but it's meth mostly. So, but yeah, right on, man. We'll be in touch, and I'll let you guys know whenever we have your feature in the episode. Until then, we'll be sharing and retweeting and everything you guys have. So,
Thanks so much, man. We really appreciate it.
yeah, we appreciate the music you're making and the scene you're creating. So, wish you the best of luck, you guys.
Cool, man. And we play down there a lot, so we'll have to get you guys out to a show.
Yeah, I would love to come take some photos. I'm a band photographer as well, so I'd love to come capture what.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, well,
We love photos.
yeah, you guys are all photo ready all the time. You wake up in your suits and stuff. No, I'm just kidding. I just killed the room. Sorry. Must be a network connection. Right there.
It's cutting out a bit.
You didn't hear what you said. You cut it out, and we're like, we think it was funny.
Yeah, it was stupid. We'll just kill it.
Well, I'm going to proceed under the assumption that it was very witty and funny.
There
And
you go. Thank you. All right, you guys have a great night.
All right, you too. Thanks, guys.
thank you so much.
See you.